With steps in making life extraordinary. It's so good to see you.
Oh, it is so good to see you, and so good to be back in California. I mean, it's gorgeous, and even the air smells good. You know, it's fragrance with flowers. So
for those that don't know you, or maybe you know, they're new to Sacramento, or maybe they remember you. You used to work on CBS 13, our sister station.
I did for about 6 years, every single night.
Yeah.
5, 6, and 10, or 6 and 10. I can't even remember. You know, 7 years ago, and I don't remember exactly what I did, but I was here every day, all day, and into the night. So.
And then your husband got a new job, and that took you overseas.
To New Zealand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So boys were 10 and 13. Now they're 17 and 20.
Oh my God.
So they're, you know, much taller than I am. And we're back for a visit. And I thought, well, while I'm here, why don't I just share a little bit about what I've done?
Yeah. What have you been doing? How you're not on TV anymore?
Not on TV. I do little videos like on LinkedIn. There are my boys right there. And I do some video, but I'm a writer, I'm a speaker, and I mentor people. So
Wonderful.
I've written a book about discovering yourself in New Zealand, and I've written co-written a book about how I help people, which is kind of like a life. Thank you. So these are the 2 books. Anyway, where are you? I can't find the camera. There we are. And those are available online. I obviously wanted to share that with everybody in case you were interested, because this tells the story of, you know, what my family did when we went over there. But I do
that's a big change.
Bookmarks and things like that. Yeah.
And this one is?
That one is Discovering Your Passion, Purpose, and Personality. It's the POP process, which I co-created. And so this is how I help people do what I did, which is get really clear about what you're best at, what your passions are, what your values are, and how you can upskill and do something new.
Oh,
so,
I love that. So I mean, because obviously a road to self-discovery.
Yes.
But then in doing so, not only helping yourself, but helping so many others. There's the graph. What's that graph all about?
That graph is all about helping people get clarity and build confidence. So I help them, as you just saw, pinpoint where you are on that scale. So that says strengths, passions, values, skills, education, life and work experience, and the signals you send. So the greater clarity and confidence you have, the clearer you are about what your strengths are, what your passions and values are, and you play to them, and then you upskill. So for example, one of the things that I did not miss was missing my kids at dinner time and tucking them in. So that was a value violation in the news. When I went to New Zealand, I cooked them dinner every night. I'm there in the morning.
You felt right there.
Yeah, so I realigned that. But then I had to take all the skills that I used in television and reinvent. So it was public speaking and professional speaking.
Okay.
And then actually the translation of the skills that we have, which is getting to know people and interviewing, is really good in terms of mentoring. So you sort of reconfigure what you're best at, and then you try something new.
This is a great workshop. I mean, this is really cool to be able to look through this. Do you do this in partnership with the people, or do you kind of send this as homework?
That anyone can do on their own, but then I do offer the one-on-one coaching, and it's a more sort of specialized and customized process. But that's the whole point, so that anyone can do it. Anyone
this is really
can
cool.
Reinvent. I did a TEDx talk when I went to New Zealand called Leading an Extraordinary Life, because I really think anyone can lead an extraordinary life, and you can reinvent, and you don't have to move halfway across the world. You can do it sitting on your own couch, starting with that.
Okay, now here's the thing. You know, some people, they want to do something, but yet their calling is something else.
Their calling is something else. Well, there's also the practicality of we all have to earn a paycheck, right? And I had to for many years, and I was fortunate enough to have this opportunity. But you don't actually have to have a paycheck. You can do the things that you love to do outside of work, and if you love to do them, they fill you with energy.
Let's show some pictures really, really quick.
Yeah, okay, cool.
So you went to Japan?
We visited Japan, my oldest son, and that's not Japan, obviously. That's New Zealand, because New Zealand is known for its sheep. I do a lot of hiking in the country. There is countryside everywhere. There are not more sheep than there are people in New Zealand, but there are lots of sheep, and they're adorable. So that was, in the Wairarapa area, and a bunch of sheep there. We did go to Japan because obviously from down there we can visit. We've been to Vietnam, Cambodia, Japan.
Did a lot of hiking.
Singapore, did a lot of hiking, did the Milford Track. There my family is in Japan, clearly. That was last summer.
Okay.
Yes, lots of hiking all the time, and that was another thing that was super important to me. That's not attached to a paycheck, but it was something that I really needed. Like,
how can people find more about you and this process?
That's how you say it in New Zealand. popwithpallas.com.
Wait a minute, wait.
Do it with an
accent.
I can't, but I can use like the vernacular. I can use the conversational phrases, but I can't do the accent. It's a tough accent. But popwithpallas.com. Pop with Pallas. You can find me on all sorts of social media, and you can get a free video series if you go to popwithpallas.com. And I want to reconnect with Sacramento because I miss you guys.
We have missed you. Oh, and you know, I have always been a fan of yours.
Well, thank you. Now you have to come visit. Visit New Zealand. I keep extending the invite. I keep extending the invite.
All right, we'll be right back.